Today we're going to be making two of my favorite kebabs, chicken and steak. We're going to start with the steak marinade. That takes the juice of one lime, about 1.5 onions or one large onion, and a whole head of garlic. I put a tablespoon of salt in there just to season it a bit, and you want to blend that until it's a smooth puree. Once you've pureed it, strain out the juice and reserve the pulp. We're going to use the pulp for the chicken recipe and the juice left over for the steak recipe. For the steak, you want to use sirloin steak, and if it's particularly fatty, trim off the fat like I'm doing here. Once you've done that, you want to cube the meat into about 1 to 2 inch cubes. Keep them as uniform as possible. We're going to season that a little bit with a tablespoon of salt, as well as a tablespoon of black pepper and 1 clove of garlic smashed. A 1/4 cup of olive oil goes in there, and you stir that to combine. Finally, add the juice you strained from your puree, and add that to the mixture and stir that to combine. That's the marinade done, and let that sit overnight ideally, or for a couple hours. Moving on to the chicken, you want to cube the chicken breasts just like we did before. 1 to 2 inch cubes as evenly as possible. One of the key ingredients here is saffron, so I use about 20 strands of saffron, and you want to bloom that in water. Next you add turmeric, about a tablespoon of turmeric, and about half a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, or a little more. 1 tablespoon of salt just like before, and 1 tablespoon of black pepper as well. Juice of 1 lime. Add a 1/4 cup of yogurt, and then the saffron that you've had blooming in hot water. Stir that to combine thoroughly, and that's the marinade done. You want to let that marinate overnight or for a couple hours if you're in a pinch. Take the meat and lay it out in rows on a tray so it's easy to skewer. You want to use the widest metal skewers if you're going to grill, and if you're putting in the oven, bamboo skewers are fine, or wooden skewers. Just make sure you pre-soak them. Once you have all meat skewered, it's ready for the grill or the oven. If you're going to grill it, get it onto the highest heat your grill has, and make sure you turn it frequently. If you're going to use your oven, just set it to broil, put it in the tray, and turn that every few minutes as well. I like to brush the steak with the remaining marinade while it's grilling, and I like to pull them at medium rare, which is about 125 degrees Fahrenheit internal. You want to pull the chicken at about 165 degrees Fahrenheit. This is optional, but you can pick up some naan, and while the meat is grilling and it's kind of halfway cooked, you can add it on top and let that warm through. And this is the final product. Slightly charred on the outside, moist and tender on the inside, and believe me, they're delicious and succulent, and I hope you make them at home.